There's an approach to drafting stories which I must share, as it's helped me harmonize two different philosophies. This approach comes from the Secrets of Story podcast, and is called the 3 drafts. Basically, there should be 3 phases of drafting: the audience draft, the artifice draft, I'm renaming this one the artisan draft, and the audience draft. The author draft is self-indulgent. It's all about writing for yourself and making yourself happy. After you're done being self-indulgent, you take the author's draft and refine those ideas with craft. You kill your darlings, strengthen ideas, work on pacing, characters, continuity, etc. Once you're done with all of this, you move on to the audience draft, where you make decisions with the story that benefits your target audience. I made sense of the process like this: author draft, alpha readers, which are optional, artisan draft, beta readers, audience draft, proofreaders, completed manuscript. You'll notice I added alpha readers, beta readers, and arc readers in. Carol Beth Anderson's Early Readers Catch the Worm influenced this decision, as I noticed it slotted in well. Alpha readers are those who focus on big picture feedback. Many authors don't use them, but they can be helpful. And when I say big picture problems, I mean structure, plot, character, pacing, etc. If you're a web novelist, this stuff you can't rely on your readers to catch because it's such a huge investment. This is the type of stuff developmental editors basically help with. Beta readers, meanwhile, talk more about detailed feedback stuff, like lines being used too much, awkward phrases, starting a sentence with "but too much." Also, these are the ones who will tell you if something is confusing or if they're bored or whatever. They're the ones you want emotional reactions from, so you can take it and use it to better refine your story to address these emotions. Assuming, of course, they're your target audience. Remember, different people want different things out of stories, so not all advice is equal. Anyway, this falls into the regular stages we all know: hearing stuff, work on it, getting back to them, etc. Have some proofreading done to catch little things that might be missed, and ta-da, a completed draft. Learning of this concept and working in stuff I studied elsewhere has helped me a great deal. I needed it since I'm a top-heavy by-brain writer. I discussed this more in a previous video, give that a look if you want more information on it. To simplify, I can both think and feel my way through a story, but I rely more on intellect and feelings. So I need an organized approach to writing, with me plotting my stories in advance, but having broad strokes so my intuition can guide me through. It's pretty much why I describe myself as a hybrid writer who works with waypoints. Anyway, this is relevant to the 3 drafts because I can sometimes feel caught up in my head and, well, I realize my biggest issue at times is starting with the artisan draft instead of the author draft. I often feel this struggle between my desire to be selfish and my desire to do for others. Again, it comes back to the 2 competing philosophies. As a creator, I always keep this in mind. Entertainment is a transaction. It's a little something I got from How to Shoot Videos That Don't Suck. As it notes, audiences pay, with time and or money, for that which entertains them. No entertainment, no audience. The same goes for writing, with this being a transaction, even if the work is for free, like with many web novels. To quote from Rise of the Machines, Human Authors in a Digital World, "If you just want to write books, then forget about publishing them. The second we decide to publish is the second that this writing thing becomes a business. Chefs would love to just create new dishes, singers would love to just sing, painters would love to just paint, and actors would love to just act, but that is not the reality for the creative professional. There is no career path where we just do our art and others tell us what to do and when to do it. We have to be brave, and we must take risks." I'd reword that to say that if you publish your work and you care about somebody's feedback, you've turned it into a transaction, and so the hobbyist mindset flies out the window. If you want to be a hobbyist, that's fine. I absolutely think writing is a valid hobby, and it's okay to just do it. But when you want attention, it's no longer just about you, and thus your draft must go beyond self-indulgence. Or it should, at the very least, if you want to maximize the likelihood of your story connecting with others. Anyway, I absolutely believe that, but I also recognize how stress-inducing that can be. I know how stress-inducing it can be, given the whole way my brain works. I once became so stressed out about my work not being enough that there's a reason I've invested so much time in learning to relax as an artist and just get back in touch with how much fun I have with it all. And trust me, I'm having fun. You don't dive as deep into minutia as I do if you're not enjoying it on some level. The important thing here is the book, An Audience for One, and what it argues for. To quote from it, attempting to fulfill other people's expectations is a fool's errand when it comes to creative work. It's inevitable that you will fail on some level, make compromises you regret, and end up with your worst work. You may or may not find acclaim, but you'll be pretty miserable as a creator if you don't follow your heart. David Bowie not only believed that, he embodied what it means to create for an audience of one. The ultimate paradox of creative work is that what you create for an audience of one is much more likely to reach an audience of millions. I think this is a great sentiment, but I also know how important it is to write for others, to care about them. Hell, there's a reason it's the first law of writing for strangers, that you must write for an audience. To note, it does go on to say you must write for both an audience and you. I know this means hitting the sweet point in between, but for the longest of times, I just didn't know how you do it. I want to write for myself first and foremost, but I don't want to become delusional when something isn't working because I approached it poorly as a craftsman. And that's what the 3 drafts has harmonized for me. It gave me a how for fusing these different sides of me, and it gave me a repeatable process. I'm trying out more now as I revise some future works, and it's helping me a great deal. I feel like I'm getting the best of both worlds, and it's something I want others to know about. Hence this video. I think it can help others after all. If it does help you, show it with a like or a comment telling me it does or whatever. It's the whole support the channel type of deal. If it doesn't help you, dislike the video or challenge my assertions in the comment. I'm always down for a good debate. Iron sharpens iron. And if you want to learn how I write stories, check out this video on my layering technique. I was experimenting with how to present info at the time, so sorry if it feels gimmicky, but I stand by the actual information.